What's up, guys? Welcome back to another conclusion part to Everlasting Summer. Alyssa's ending. My last episode was about an hour long, so I don't really remember everything that happened in it. I probably have to go and rewatch it because I do rewatch my videos. But I'm assuming we are on Alyssa's ending. And these last few episodes are definitely going to be an hour long, if not more. So let's get started, shall we? Since I rejected the no scenario, I needed to pick a positive solution, if, of course, I could live with it. But I was sure that out of all the possible outcomes, there's one that won't just satisfy everyone, but would also be the one that I would want to strive for. And the choices seem obvious. Elena, like, she's the perfect one, except, she's not exactly the most innocent girl in the world, as we can see. Seaman, you're an idiot. She's pretty, she's cute, and she's kind. But then again, there's something about Alyssa that attracted me. Oh, someone in? Oh, hi. Hi, Olga. Oh, Lord. Suddenly the door flew open. Olga came in. Lounging around again, eh? Just resting. I forgot I had voices in this. It's been a while. It's so hot out there. Go to help Slavia. She was just asking around. Where? I asked lazily. She's on she's on the sports field. Reluctantly, I got up and headed out. I should really air my brain out anyway. There were a lot of people at the sports grounds. Some were playing Oh, we haven't seen this picture yet. Hold on, can I play? Okay, cool. Young kids were just chasing each other. Seaman. Slavia walked up to me. Oh yeah, she doesn't have a voice anymore. You require my assistance? I asked, all official-like. Yeah. Listen, did you take the infirmary key? No. Why me again? Why does it have to be me? Well, you were there a lot recently. I mean, I guess she's right. No. Maybe you know who did? No, why? The nurse came up to me and asked for my key. That I have a key to every building in the camp. She said hers went missing. Could she have lost it? I shrugged. No, she said she couldn't have. I don't know, okay? Okay. She smiled and ran off. I headed to the camp leader's house determined to get some sleep after all. Oh, please. Okay, so no one was there. Thank God, so I fell asleep on the bed and lost consciousness. Oh, snap, things are picking up again. Oh, look at the light going through the window. I put some effort into getting off the bed and looked at the clock. It was just after 7. Not surprising if you think about it. I should have expected to sleep through the day. Although, as it turns out, I missed dinner as well. That thought made me uncomfortable, and I headed to the exit. Let's see, I stopped on the threshold and thought of what to do next. I don't know how long I would have stood there. My head was still heavy after sleep, if someone hadn't called out to me. Slavia was quickly walking towards the cabin. That's wonderful. Seaman! She stared breathless. Breathless? Are you sure you don't have the infirmary key? Of course not. Why would I need it? Well, do you know who took it? No, I don't. Why? Well, something has gone missing. What? Something important. Slavia hesitated. Some medication. So all this disturbance was started because of some medicine? Although, I pondered. I mean, I have the bottle in my cabin. Does she mean that? I try to keep my face as still as though without doing anything to give myself away. Okay, I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, Slavia said in frustration. I looked at her and tried to figure out how bad the situation was for me, or whether I was still in trouble at all. On the one hand, the vodka. I did steal it. Then again, she's saying it's gone as it disappeared all by itself with no external influence. Although it's highly unlikely that she would say that the bottle of trophy vodka was stolen from the infirmary. So the way it was said was okay. The problem was different. I suddenly got really scared. What if they find out it was me? Even though it wasn't about the bottle. Basically, I had to get a move on, and the main thing to do right now was to get rid of all the evidence. I jumped in a cab and shoved the bottle under my belt and raced to the forest, burying it somewhere was the best decision at the moment. I took some time to look for a spot, never noticing night falling on the camp. A familiar voice surprised me. Hey! I struggled to turn back, make my face look as casual as possible. So, what's going on here? Oh, I'm just having a walk. My voice sounded calm, but I already understood. I couldn't fool Alyssa. Alone? At night? In the woods? Yeah, what's wrong? Nothing at all. Oh, she stared at me. Okay then, Hold on. Aren't you forgetting something? Don't think so. We had an agreement. About tonight. I think she's right. There was something like that. Yes, but you see... Okay. Oh, I thought there was no point in arguing. Any word or action could give me away. And then, sighing, I followed. Oh, look, she's got hockey. Oh, isn't that one cat from God, I think was it Jackie Chan? Jackie Chan Adventures, I think. Either that or it was that Asian cat from PBS. I can't remember. It's one of the two. She got some death metal. We've been in this room before, just not at night. I don't. That's not a gun. I thought it was a gun. All right. While we were walking, I was basically trying to find the best time and place to dish the vodka, but Alyssa stayed so close that I couldn't manage anything. Where does he have it? Well, she stared at me. Well, what? I was so nervous that my hair was wet with sweat. The only thing on my mind at the moment was how to adjust the bottle so that she wouldn't know. Please don't tell me it's in his pants. Please don't tell me it's in his pants, because we all know where that's going to go. What did you say? About what? Alyssa pondered. Okay, I guess you're right. I brought you here, so I'm the one to decide. Okay, I agreed, unsure. Hold on a minute. She reached under the bed and in a few seconds put out the... Oh my... Alyssa. Hold on. Wait. I knew she was the one. God. We're gonna get hammered, maybe. Or we're gonna get in trouble. It's one of the two. Surprised, huh? Of course! Not by the vodka itself, but the fact that it was the exact bottle I carried to the infirmary in the morning. The murky contents gave it away. So? Alyssa looked at me teasingly. What? Want to take a shot? I didn't even know what to say to that. What she had was just rotten water. The real vodka was in the bottle under my belt. Well, don't tell me you don't drink. Alyssa pouted. I don't know. No, Alright then, just a second. It was just an instant. Alyssa got 2 glasses. Oh, no. Alyssa, no. Alyssa. Oh, one of the glasses and down hers before I could answer. Ugh, she gasped. In a moment, she realized, what on earth is that? She stared at me. They call this vodka? Despite my difficulty, I couldn't help laughing. What are you laughing at? Alyssa shouted, red in the face. And I'm asking you, what's so funny? It actually is funny. So you're having fun. Drink yours. We'll see how you laugh then. I had no desire to try the still water, but just to avoid making her suspicious, I asked, so, how does it taste? Like rotten water. Alyssa said, upset. I was just going to relax a bit, have a cultured timeout, and then a cultured timeout. I repeated, as a new bout of laughter bit at me now. She was trying to hit me or bite me or something, but her plan was to crush me to death with her authority. I just grabbed her hands, and all she could do was gasp in powerless anger. All was going fine, and then Alyssa's lead slid and began to fall. I let go of her hands, and she felt right on top of me, painfully headbutting me in the nose. Ow! I moaned in pain, threw her off, and turned to the side. What do we have here? Then I realized she had taken the bottle. All that pain disappeared. Give that back. She tried to get the bottle. Oh, I tried to get the bottle back, but Alyssa nimbly jumped off the bed and ran to the far corner of the room. Let's see, huh? She climbed immediately. She immediately removed the cap and took a big gulp. In a moment, her face went red and her eyes seemed to pop out of her sockets. What is this? She rasped. I can't say that. While coming back to her senses. That's the actual vodka. I seem to have come to terms with my defeat. But where did you get it? You really thought you had stolen the right one from the infirmary? She nodded. Well, it was the right bottle, sure, but the contents... Man, you're clever. She was already starting to slur her words, and Alyssa came to the window, poured the water out of my glass, and replaced it with vodka. Come on! I don't want it. Really, this is not the right time or place. Drink it, or else I'll tell everyone you stole the bottle. But it was you. Well, you have the vodka. You can't prove that. You think I even have to? Alyssa said maliciously. Unsure what to do, I stared at the glass. Was important to get rid of vodka. This was just one of the ways to do it. I breathed out abruptly and swallowed the contents of the glass in one quick motion. A short moment after, I regretted that. Got any food to chase it? Wait a second. Alyssa said silently and pulled a huge stick out of hand. What? I tore it from my hands and bit off a big piece. Phew. How was it? You're asking? It's not like I have full strength. Booze every day, you know. I didn't really understand how I had agreed to this so easily. Well, how was it? Like double bubble with vodka flavor. Alright, time for another round then. She opened the bottle again and poured herself a glass each. Or, wait, what? And poured us half a glass each. Don't you think that's enough? No way. Well, since we've already started, the alcohol was starting its work. Without a second thought, I gulped down the vodka. Alyssa was definitely less experienced. She was having some trouble with her second glass. How does it... She seemed really drunk already. If you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen, I said merrily, pouring myself some more. Somewhere deep inside, I realized it was too much, but the gun had already been loaded. What about me? Alyssa said, outraged. Haven't you had enough? No way! She grabbed the bottle from my hand and started to drink straight from it. Hey! We have the glasses, you know. Screw 'em! She shouted and roared in laughter. This is so cool! She said, catching her breath. Sure, it's not bad. I looked at the bottle. We'd gone through 2/3. I was definitely drunk at that point. Alyssa seemed even worse. Then again, there was barely anything left. Who shares a room with her again? Is it Yulana? I think it is Yulana. I sighed and poured a full glass for myself and half glass for Alyssa. That's all. That's all. With these words, she chucked the bottle from the window. What if they find it? Who cares? We both laughed. Okay then. For all ladies present, I grunted and drank. Oh wait, crap. And for all the gentlemen, she followed my lead. I'm getting dizzy. She undid a few buttons of her shirt. Is that what they call it? Wow. All right. I carefully looked at her. Has she always been this beautiful, or is everyone beautiful to me at this point? Whichever it was, I cannot force myself to look away. You're gonna stare a hole through me if you keep looking like that. Alyssa laughed. Sorry, embarrassed, I stared at my feet. You can look if you're so interested. With some effort, I opened my eye and saw her continuing to unbutton her shirt. No words could escape my mouth. Besides, who needs words at a moment like this? Oh! That's a thumbnail. That's could also be a thumbnail, but I have to blur that out. Yep. That I have no words. I I I I oh, I have no words right now. I Wait, so you planned all this? Well, well, not something like this, of course. She looked at me intently, smiled, and closed her eyes. Yeah. I stared at the ceiling for a while longer and soon heard quite quiet, deep breathing. Alyssa was asleep. My head ached suddenly. The alcohol seemed to be wearing off. Best thing to do in this case was to follow her lead and get some sleep as well. Before I finished the thought, I was already fast asleep. Wow. So we're at day 7. That I mean, I kind of expected something like that, but I forgot I had the patch on. Some people were chasing me, or oh, he's dreaming. I don't care about your dream sequence. Terrible taste in my mouth, pains all over my body, and a severe headache. It seemed someone was drinking hard yesterday. Wait, it seemed someone was okay. After coming to my senses, I started to recall all the events of last night. I believe there was a bottle of vodka which I happily emptied together with Alyssa. I tried to stand up, but something was pinning my left arm. It was the peacefully snoring Alyssa, naked. Everything that happened returned to my mind. Fear was quickly replaced by a feeling of euphoria. I relaxed lazily on the bed, enjoying a beautiful hungover morning. Some time later, Alyssa woke up. Oh, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to blur that out. I kissed her softly and said, "Good morning." She gave me a blank look for a couple seconds and then jumped up shouting, You, me what? Realizing that she was kind of naked, Alyssa snatched a blanket from me and wrapped herself up. Yesterday she hissed. But it was kind of your idea though. I was drunk. And so was I. What can you do? Alyssa said furiously, looking at me, and then calmed down and sat beside me. Alright, whatever happened, happened. You sure? I got up and tried to hug her. Don't, she whispered, blushing. Why? Because, Alyssa frantically shook her head. Because it's 4 o'clock already. And what? Don't tell me you're late for something. Everyone will leave without us. Leave where? Today is the last day. Okay, so I am near the end. Cool. The last day of what? I asked, completely confused. The last day of the term. What? The hangover that seemed to already pass a while ago made a sharp comeback. Don't tell me you didn't know, asked Alyssa in surprise. So you did know it? Well, yes. But I'd forgotten it somehow. And what should we do now? Actually, that wasn't the main thing I was concerned about. If today was the last day, then everyone will go somewhere. If I can get out of this camp somehow. What? I have no idea. Maybe we can still make it. I jumped out of bed and started dressing quickly. It was difficult for my coordination, as my coordination was badly disturbed by yesterday's lavish indulgence. What are you waiting for? Alyssa didn't reply, but started dressing too. I got to see you naked, Alyssa. Got to see you naked, Alyssa. Oh, look at this music, it's bombing. Oh shit, I can't be doing this. We gotta go. So after opening Olga's cabin and with my key, I found nobody inside. We checked the entire camp but found we were here alone. After returning to the square, I sat down, covering my face with my hands like a doomed man. Still felt sick. Now it turned. Oh god. Where would they have gone? Well, to the district center, I guess. Do you know where it is? Approximately. Is it possible to reach it on foot? I don't know. And how long would it take it for? How long would it take it straight on a bus? A couple of hours. Quickly, I reckoned how much that is in kilometers. Taking into consideration the quality of the Soviet motor car industry and Soviet roads, one could presume that it's quite possible to reach it on foot, provided by Alyssa's nose the exact direction. God, my head is so discombobulated with everything that just happened so quickly. Moreover, it was my situation. In my situation, it's not easy to decide on such steps. But we can't stay together here either. We can't stay here together either. Wait, I'm making up words now. In real life, it would be a definitely bad idea, and I had no choice but to treat everything happening as reality. Let's go. Where? To the district center. Are you mad? You'd prefer to stay here? Sure, they don't know so we're missing in return. Don't you think it's odd that they didn't notice it during departure? Well, yeah, but she started to think. But to go somewhere all on our own. But you said you knew the direction. I do. She agreed without confidence. So what's there to think about? Maybe we'll encounter some local buses on the way. I don't really believe myself. I don't know, as you say, she prattled on confusedly. Ooh, then start packing your stuff. Start packing your stuff. Meet me there in half an hour. I ran towards Olga's cabin. Yes, not too much to pack. I tossed my warm clothes into a bag. Have you ever noticed that it's Dmitrovina's? But why does he always say both of his names? Both of her names. That seems odd to me. After reasoning, blah 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 blah, I had to wait at least 20 minutes for Alyssa. My hangover seemed to ease a little, so I could better focus on the previous night. What does she really mean to me? Was it just drunken sex or something more? Naturally, I can't speak for Alyssa. It's difficult even to speak for myself. I began to remember the course of my acquaintance with her. How she teased me and mocked me at first, her arrogance and self-confidence. It was more than composited for the tenderness of last night. It was already clear that she's not the person she wants to seem like. But what kind of person is the real Alyssa? And do I have any feelings towards her? I do feel sympathy, a sort of affection. But is there something more? My reflections were interrupted by Alyssa. Here, take it. She held out a huge backpack to me. What's this? I asked skeptically. My stuff. Why so little? I brought as much as I could. I could fit. Look, we don't know how far we have to go. Maybe we can take them only necessary. Wait, what? He said, why so little? What is that? Okay. I mean, small bag. That seems pretty small enough. So what? I have to throw it away. Leave it here. Alyssa sniffed. Firstly, I couldn't understand why she even had that much stuff. And secondly, that doesn't make any sense. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. Alright. She answered me with her eyes shining. Oh, wait. You mean I can throw something out later? Well, do your best. She answered with her eyes shining. Okay. Okay, I'm taking you at your word. After all, blah, 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 I had to carry him. So our journey began. Awesome. Oh, I haven't seen this screen in a long time. Like, this is like episode 1 screen. It took me at least an hour to start getting tired. Like, I would never have thought that I possessed such stamina. Either the backpack was easy to carry or last night's exercises had trained my muscles. I stopped on the roadside and threw Alyssa's belongings to the ground. What are you doing? She was clearly resentful. Do you want to carry it yourself? Of course not. In that case, I need to rest. Naturally, the most rational decision was to read my stuff. Most of the stuff. I couldn't bring myself in such drastic measures. You've been keeping silent for the whole time. Alyssa was staring vacantly down the road that receded into the distance. What is there to talk about? Don't know, but you're behaving as if nothing happened. Did something happen? And she asked absent-mindedly. Well, you know, had enough rest? Then let's go. Melissa began to quickly walk away from me. Hey, wait a minute. I shouldered the backpack and ran after her. Was there another scene? Nope, same scene. We've been traveling in silence for some time, with Alyssa slightly ahead and me behind. I had no idea how to start a conversation. She seems to be giving out obvious hints that the night's events were one big mistake. At least it seemed to me. Or it seemed so to me. Though, from my point of view, what happened was meant to happen. And, like, for the last few days of the camp, I'd definitely been attracted to Alyssa, and I believe she was attracted to me as well. In that case, what's the problem? Maybe she doesn't want it to be just a one-night stand? You know, she turned and looked at me. If I did something wrong, you did nothing wrong. But it just turned out this way. And so it was just an accident? I didn't say that. Then what did you say? My inability to get a straight answer made me begin to lose my temper, and I raised my voice. You're just giving me hints and big oh god words. What about straightforwardness, sincerity? You weren't like this before. People tend to change. She slowly paced forward. Change? You call this a change? You're a completely different person now, just like Lena, really. Oh man, you done fucked up, Alyssa. Not Alyssa, Simon. Oh no. She spoke quietly, but there was a quiet rage within her. What? I was somewhat taken aback. You blame me for everything. But what about yourself? You're constantly looking at her. Oh god. Even now you managed to see her in me. Wait, no, what? Why did you come yesterday then? You could have had gone to her, you know? You didn't know what? I didn't know that I was waiting for you. It seems that making this confession was hard for Alyssa. Oh, what is that noise? No, please stop. But at first I was assigned little significance in her words. Well, you yourself told me to come here yesterday, so this isn't about that. Aw, man. Oh, I was completely taken aback again. They used that line again. I still didn't get, like, what she's hinting at. So it was impossible to talk normally. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Stop apologizing. Look, but if I said or did something wrong, so what's the point of apologizing if you already did? Better to behave yourself from the beginning. But I don't know how. Alyssa looked up at me. There was such sorrow in her gaze that I couldn't bear it and turned away. We stood like that for a moment, or for some time. Soon she seemed to pull herself back together. Okay, forget it. Let's move on. Naturally, I couldn't forget it even if I wanted to. But I had nothing to say anyway, so I followed her in silence. Oh, it's nighttime now. The sun was slowly moving beyond the horizon. I was immersed in thoughts and even forgot about the heavy backpack on my back. Alyssa was expecting me to. Oh, what? I had to say something or do something at least a few words. But what should I begin with? I had gotten used to everything in my life being quite simple. Any task seemed to be already finished after only a few steps. Instead of considering the long way to my goal, I immediately started to think about the results, enjoying an unachieved victory. Moreover, I doubt I'd have to face a situation like this in the real world. Obviously, for a long time, I dream about a person who would care about me. But right now, such a person is in front of me, and yet I feel nothing. And I can't tell Alyssa either yes or no because I don't know what will happen next. Meanwhile, it got dark. I guess we should make camp for the night. There's not that much left to go. Are you sure? And even if that's so, it's better to travel during the daytime. You know best, she answered coldly. We stopped at the edge of a wood. Wait, what? At the edge of a wood. Okay. Got anything useful in there? I pointed at the backpack. Have a look. Mainly footwear and clothing were there, but on the bottom I found a magazine in a box of matches, quite enough to light a fire. Oh, dude, he's freaking conjuring some stuff. Soon we were sitting on a fallen tree and warming our hands by the fire. Question. How old are these guys? How old are they? Because as far as I know, I thought they were like, I don't know, like 14, 15, but apparently they're like 16, 17. So, we're just gonna, we're just gonna assume that they're of age, but it is in Russia, and I think the age is a little bit lower. So moving on. Sci-fi stuff. How, and more importantly, oh, I don't like. So, what will we do when we reach the district center? Call our parents. What else? Alyssa smiled slightly. She had someone to call, and then it's all over. Meaning, well, we'll leave for our homes. I wasn't really surprised by this answer. I just hadn't thought about what would happen at the after the term ended. And that's it? What else is there? I don't know. After all that happened, but nothing happened at all. She told me merrily. What do you mean nothing happened? You don't have a chance to find Lena. I was surprised, but Alyssa said it absolutely kindly. Oh no. Hold on, bitch. Listen, I'll be like Ash, and I'll choose you, Pikachu. As if I need Lena, I wouldn't be so sure. And I am sure. Let me decide for myself. Yes? When did you start to do such silly things? About? I suddenly remembered my current age. 17 years ago. Well, admirable. But to be honest, I didn't notice anything like that. So he is 17, or something like that, maybe. What exactly should you have noticed that you were able to say something about without a single doubt? She was absolutely right on this point. And what exactly do you want to hear? What exactly do you want to hear? You know what? The game of hints could last forever. If you want to know how I feel towards you, then I'll speak frankly. I don't know myself. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Alyssa turned away. What can I do? Or what can I do? That's the truth. And what can I do? I don't ask anything of you. Yes? Are you sure? Sure, I answered after a while. And and what were you doing all 7 days in the camp? What was I doing? You were asking, weren't you? What was I asking for? For what reason? Can't you talk in a way that people can understand? The mind readers are on vacation. If you wanted to, you would understand. I can't understand without an explanation. It's okay, it's just idle talk. She stood up and went towards the road. No way! I lost my temper completely, so I jumped up and ran up to her in a couple of strides, grabbed her hand and pulled her towards me. Thumbnail? I already got a thumbnail. I got like 4 of them already. But I had miscalculated the amount of strength I should use, and we fell to the ground with Alyssa lying beneath me. What? Yesterday wasn't... Damn. Her face was glowing, and her eyes were flashing. I thought she had red eyes. Hold on. I heard somebody coming down the stairs. Is that Nana? Oh. Alright, let's see. I felt really mixed up. I released the girl's hand, but didn't stand up at once. I just want to understand, where did I go wrong? What are you always thinking? What? Alright. Hold on. Alright. It'll do. Why are you always thinking that you went wrong somewhere? Because you think so. Who told you that? I didn't. But I can see it. You see everything, don't you? You see and draw conclusions that you shouldn't interfere, that you should lie now, or lie low, say nothing. I draw conclusions based on logic. Are you sure that logic of yours is correct? I didn't know what to say about that. For some time, we just lay there. I was completely confused, and it seemed that Alyssa didn't want to continue our conversation. Finally, she pushed me away and stood up. Why are you here now, with me? Because I chose you. I told you I'm Ash, and you're my Pikachu. I choose you, Pikachu! I'm not talking about that. Well, because I like you. Finally, I dared to say it directly. Are you sure? And what about Lena? She was always next to you. Barely. I kind of pushed Lena away for like most of the time. I barely saw her in my playthrough. Maybe she's too much work. And what about me? I'm very simple. Just snap your fingers and I'm in your build. God. I wouldn't say it's that simple. Don't put words in my mouth. You say nothing, so there's plenty of room there. But you think of for a dozen others. Well, she was absolutely right on the point. I didn't think anything like that. So, I just have to simply believe all of this. You don't have to believe, I'm not forcing you, but it's the truth. So I'm not going to make anything up. Words should be proven with actions. What action is she expecting from me? Hold on, insert the Sebastian's little musical. Well, we could do it again. I said with the stupid smile. I had no idea how I even dared to think of a joke, of joking in such a situation, especially a joke like that. Oh, let's just set in convoys, walked to the fire, and started to undress. I jumped up, ran up to her, grabbed her arm. Wait, well, wait, what are you doing? I didn't mean that. Well, what's the big deal? Don't you need me just for that? Of course not. You got me all wrong. How should I get you then? She pulled her arm free and started crying. I laid down beside her, hugging her, and started patting her head. Everything is alright. Calm down. Leave me alone. Oh God, leave me alone, she said through the tears, but didn't try to free herself. You see, I had a hard life before this camp. I just haven't gotten used to this. I don't know how to act in situations like this. I've been alone for a long time. No friends, no loved ones. I just forgotten how to feel love again. It's hard for me. It's so much easier not to get mixed up in those matters. Finally, it became just normal not to, and here we are, something I never imagined or could have imagined. It doesn't mean that oh God, my nose. It doesn't mean that I'm an egotistical bastard. Although, I guess it seems that maybe I am. Let's see. I just can't do that right away. Alyssa didn't reply and continued crying. But I know one thing's for sure. There's nothing between me and Lena. She's a friend, nothing more. I never looked at her that way. And I need you. Not only for what you think I want. Oh God. I just don't know how to tell you the things you want to hear. They carry obligations. You see, I'm kind of in a situation now where I don't even know what will happen to me in the next hour. And here, Alyssa seemed to not be listening at all to me or my excuses. It just didn't reach her. Well, I should be proud of myself. I made a girl cry. And which girl? Alyssa? Who at first glance seemed to be a complete stranger to any of my romantic feelings. You know, I can't make this decision for both of us. I can only say for myself that I'm ready to be with you, to support you, to protect you. But you, why do you need me? I have nothing in my soul. I don't know what I want from this life. Besides, I'm here now, but tomorrow I might be gone. Melissa stopped crying for a moment. She made her decision a long time ago. Then she looked at me with her teary eyes. Dang, this is heartwarming. I might have seen happiness in them for a moment. Alyssa embraced me and tenderly kissed me. It was the best kiss of my entire life. No, it wasn't as passionate as the one last night, but there was so much tenderness, trust, and love that I just dissolved in her lips, in her arms. I forgot about everything in the camp, about my past and the doubts which were tormenting me for a moment. She was all that I needed, now, and forever. This kiss might have lasted forever, but suddenly a horn sounded nearby as if it was inside my brain. I turned to the road and saw a bus. The old Liaz. It looked like a regular one. We just lay and looked at it for some time. Soon the driver left the bus and shouted at us. "Hi, lovebirds. This is the last bus in town. Are you coming?" "Shall we go?" Alyssa said merrily. We jumped up, grabbed the backpack, took Alyssa by the hand, and ran to the bus. Whoop whoop. In a couple seconds, we made ourselves comfortable on the back seat. The driver was shouting something from his place, but I didn't listen to him. Here it is, a rescue ship, heading for a new life. I looked at Alyssa. I was so eager to say something to continue my conversation by the fire. She was sleeping. She was sleeping peacefully, resting her head on my shoulder. I didn't wake her up. There was no need. We had so much time ahead of us. There was no one on the bus except us. The bus was going fast, leaving behind not only my previous life, but also the week I spent in the pioneer camp called Sovielnuk. I went there more during these 7 days than I had throughout my entire life, years of my real life, and how so much still lying ahead in the future. The common country scenery in the window didn't interest me as much. I was just watching Alyssa peacefully sleep. Yeah, my heart was filled with warmth and calmness, and my head finally stopped bursting with thoughts. But happiness is a fragile matter. Many things can destroy it. Time, for example. The longer your happiness lasts, the more common it becomes. Emotions dull. New problems and worries appear. I felt good, but the accumulated exhaustion didn't let me to enjoy the moment. I fell asleep. "Oh no, Salmon, don't go to sleep. That's like your worst enemy. Trust me, it is." I thought there was only 7 days. What is happening? I don't know what's happening right now. It seems I'm getting old. The day was... Oh look, the things changed. They changed it before. The day was over and the hangover should have been long gone, but I felt sick and dizzy. Despite how hard I tried, I was unable to open my eyes. I just rolled over. I wonder what awaits me in the district center. How am I to live? Maybe it's not all that bad. Well, sure, I don't know where to begin, but on the other hand, this world doesn't seem hostile. I know a lot of things here. Everyone speaks Russian. So maybe nothing bad is gonna happen? Suddenly I felt very sick. Damn it. I thought it was all gone by yesterday evening. Oh no. I managed to reach the toilet, moving instinctively. After some time with my dirty business was gone, I returned to the room, and then I realized I'm back in my old flat. However, it's not so old. It just seemed like nothing had changed during the week of my absence. The dust the dust layers haven't even grown thicker. What? The keyboard position monitor inclined and the stain from the cup of tea on the table stung my eyes. Theoretically, a man in my condition shouldn't notice such details, but the entire room drew my attention in the most minor of details, as if it was twinkling with different colors. The socks were thrown around, blah 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 blah. In vain I tried to become terrified, or at least scared. Maybe a shock effect or PTSD or something like that. After all, several hours ago, I was even thinking of returning to the real world. The pioneer camp, the girls, Alyssa, and the mythical district center, where I would have arrived if I hadn't woken up in my flat. All that had started seemed to be real to me. Maybe the fantastic vacation to Sovianuk was just a dream? My feet started to rack up circles around the room. I held my hands behind my head, or behind my back, and started to think everything over. Only one thing is clear. I've returned as suddenly as I arrived here, without any reason or logic. Maybe there was some sort of explanation, but it's beyond my or human comparison. Whether it was a trick by interstellar forces, or a supreme mind, or government experience, I believe the last one to be the least likely. That left no clues. If I was unable to find answers in the camp, I would be foolish to expect things to become clearer here. It was like searching for evidence in a house that had been burned to ashes. Even if a crime was committed, all the evidence was destroyed by fire. Maybe if I had the skills and equipment of a criminologist, I could find something, but the memories of the week spent in the camp are all I've got. But it wasn't a dream. I knew it for sure. My hungover was absolutely real. My feelings and emotions were genuine. Just not the stuff of dreams. The list of memories of her made me sigh. I would have been great to leave with her. Wait a minute. What's wrong with me? I should be glad I returned home to the real world, or shouldn't I? For now, I just couldn't evaluate the situation. I couldn't understand whether I wanted to stay here to enjoy my long-awaited return. I noticed a 5-ruble coin on my table. It looked like he'd begun to toss it up with any purpose, counting the numbers of the heads and tails. For, a long time, words. I recall my childhood. For some reason, I always think it's squirrels, words, more words. Sorry, guys. It's just words. I guess it's because, blah, blah, blah. It's the most obvious answer. As they say, what you get used to becomes second nature to you. Instantly, all of the last week's events floated before my eyes. Did I really want to stay there so badly? Was just 1 week enough for me to get used to Olga picking on me all the time, Yolana's pranks and joking around, or Alyssa's cheekiness and mockery? I had no answer to this question, but it's obvious that I already missed it. Although I'm sure I'll never return there. Obviously, I can't. I can't. Blah 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 blah. It is possible. Oh, what's possible? Entertain myself again and again and again. It's my life. Damn it! How many people get to experience something like that? Even books, even dreams, and such things are unthinkable. The main things is that it wasn't Dr. Moru's evil island, but a normal Soviet pioneer camp with normal pioneers, and its commonness was overlaid by the astonishing origin of my arrival there. Anyway, it wasn't the worst experience of my life. Perhaps it was one of the best. Did he say worst? Okay. Obviously, it's sad that everything just ended halfway through, but every story has an end. It's good that it has ended that way. Who knows what else could have happened? Oh my god, that was a mouthful. What's happening? Time passed, the events took place in the camp seemed more like a fascinating novel I once read. No, I haven't forgotten them. I could just recall them in the finest detail. I remember how as a child, I used to lie under a blanket with a flashlight and reading a flashlight. Words. I have similar feelings about the pioneer camp reality. I think now each bus made me feel both fear and hope. At first I circled around the 410 route without purpose. Several times I fell asleep on the same seat. But nothing happened, not even a trace of something supernatural. As time went by, I stopped these idle trips. Something changed in my life. It just couldn't do otherwise. A couple of weeks after my return to the camp, I took my guitar that was lying lonely and gathered dust in a corner. Striking a couple of chords, I remembered Alyssa. For me, her image was inseparable from this instrument. At first, it didn't seem to work out very well, but I just had no talent for music. I started reading teach yourself books. And watching video lessons. On the other hand, all the effort wasn't a burden anymore. I just played the chords and polished my skill. And as any kind of activity, including music, practice makes perfect. About half a year later, I realized that I'd achieved some results. At least I could now smoothly play parts of my favorite song. Satisfied with my progress, I put a couple of advertisements on music forums intending to form my own band. I still had no idea what kind of music I wanted to play. At first it seemed impossible. I would have to communicate with strangers, but it all worked out much easier. The potential candidates turned out to be not so frightening, and our tastes were mostly the same. After all, we shared the same goals, same issues stemming out, lack of understanding could be resolved, and soon we had a band. Suddenly, I discovered my talent as a composer. Having spent entire days and nights on the note editor and sequencers, I started composing okayish things, at least on the opinions of other band members and pals I showed my songs to. Oh man, he's going through his life right now. Oh man, however it was a long time. Oh jeez. Maybe some consideration or music or just a leisure activity or a brief fixation. But for me, it was serious. After all, it was just me who funded the band and all the music was mine as well. I felt as no blah 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 blah. Then some sort of popularity came. We were giving concerts almost every week, getting paid. It wasn't important. The 500 rubles per... Is that rubles? I don't know what that is. I was sitting before my monitor torturing a guitar. The date of a upcoming concert was thickly circled on my computer desktop calendar. The very thought of that gave me goosebumps. It'll be the first time we'll be in the headliners. We'll have an album presentation as well. I wonder how many discs would be sold. Of course, the CD era is already over, but there are still some who appreciate it, and maybe some will buy it just to support the band. I looked at the date once more. Yes, it's exactly a year since I returned from Slovianok. My smile reflected in the darkened monitor screen. Oh, he did all that in a year? Good grief. That is a major accomplishment. I wonder whether Alyssa would like my music if she listened to it in this world. Don't think so. She prefers Soviet rock classics, but who knows. I played a couple complicated guitar parts and words. I wonder whether I would have achieved all this without those frantic events. Unlikely. Nothing strange about that. Oh man, so rocking out with Alyssa, this is literally Alyssa's ending right here. And because of her actions in the guitar, that made me do this whole thing. I mean, hopefully I'm right. Brain, please tell me. Because I don't know. Okay, touch the coincidence. I'm going to the club on this very same bus. With a sinking heart, I counted down the seconds. Soon the bus arrived. It idly opened the doors and swallowed up a few passengers. Oh, I haven't seen this one in a while either. Cars flashed by. Closer we got to the downtown area, more people were in the streets. Some of them were chatting merrily. The day, I had no wish to return to that camp. Any other time maybe, but not today. I must play the concert and rest can go to hell. I had a clear aim and nothing else mattered. Aww. The club was considerably bigger in the first concert, but at the moment it was empty. The sound check was going on. I couldn't hear the drums through the monitor speakers, which I desperately tried to tell the sound guy about. Sound tune, gadgets installed, set list all prepared, ready to rock. But it's a special day, and we're not doing the warm-up. The other guys are doing the warm-up before our concert. Oh man. I'm honestly, I'm really desperately hoping that we get to meet Alyssa, like as an adult or whatnot. I really am. On the other hand, we were blah 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 blah. Parts were learned and perfected long time ago. Our nervous system could only hinder us experience, but at least comforted myself with this thought. Ooh, what? Oh wait, no, he's on the guitar. Remember how we entered the stage and greeted my conscious turn into flat. Yeah, he's on one of the guitars, but I thought he was older. I don't understand these age ranges anymore. I thought flashed my mind, why didn't I still make a single mistake? When I played all these parts at home and during rehearsals, I never thought about it. Everything seemed a matter of course. But now when I stood in front of an audience, it felt different. Somewhere deep in my mind was a thought that my finger was slipping. Thank goodness the thinking didn't interfere with my playing. Our performance was nearing its end, and at the time, for a difficult solo I'd been learning for so long. But at that point, my nervousness had vanished. Woo! Finally, our performance was over, and the concert hall burst with applause. I smiled awkwardly and bowed several times with the rest of the band. They shouted encore to us, even without them shouting. Wait, we got something else, but we'd run out of the songs as. You're gonna play Alyssa's song. Oh, you're not gonna play Alyssa's song? Okay, I thought you were. Euphoria prevailed in the dressing room as we congratulated and hugged each other. The sounds of opening champagne bottles echoed in the halls. All of our discs had been sold, which made me even happier. Finally, I managed to become something too. It's impossible to predict the future of our band or the whole affair with music, but one thing was clear. I have finally found something I am interested in and can dedicate my life to as well. Probably the happiest man on earth. At least it was that. Surely the moment. Best moment of his life. Yeah. The club was empty. Instruments are Hey. Oh, dude, I'm so happy. And I am waiting for the others so I can go home. Hey. I turned around and saw a girl standing nearby. Her tone wasn't too polite, but it wasn't hostile either. I'd like your performance. Oh, thanks. The darkness of the club prevented me from clearly seeing her, but I was sure that it was definitely extremely familiar to me. And you? I stepped forward. Exactly. It was Alyssa. Oh man, I had the stupid ass smile from like the face. Oh man, I froze on the spot, unable to speak. What about me? Nothing. I just thought I'd seen you somewhere. I decided not to jump at her with questions about a pioneer camp. After all, it's impossible that the girl merely just looked like her, or something like that. Anyway, it was so obvious that she was seeing me for the first time, or at least was pretending to. Well, generally it's true. She peered. My name's Simon. Forcing an artificial smile, I offered her my hand. Actually, I know that. How? Read it on the internet. Yes, of course. And you are Alyssa? She replied somewhat confusedly. So I was right. But how was I right? Listen, did you ever go to a pioneer camp as a child? No. Why are you asking? It just seemed like I met you there. How could you meet me there if I've never been there? She laughed. Yes, all of you musicians are somehow strange. No doubt. Well, I just wanted to say that your music is not that bad. It's not too bad. Alyssa turned to leave. I felt that I needed to need to do something. Say something. Will you come to my next concert? When? To be honest, I had no idea myself. Soon. It's soon. Yes, maybe. Send me a message. Yeah, sure. We shared our contact details with each other. Then I'll see you again, probably. Oh! She waved her hand and went out. Oh, I love that. I love this so much. But at the moment, it was the last thing that concerned me. All was filled with emotions, both from the concert and meeting Alyssa. After all, nothing's preventing me from calling her, and then we'll see. I smiled, shouldering my guitar, and walked out into the 410 bus stop with my mates. Oh! Bravo. Bravo. Oh my god. Every story had its beginning and its end. Every story has its own outline. Oh god, F you. No book, but if you read it again. Oh wait. And there's no book, if you read it again, will not reveal new details that you didn't notice before. Every story has its beginning and its end. Almost every. Is this hinting at me going back and getting different endings? Because I'm kind of have like a personal connection with Alyssa, but I'm probably going to have to blow her off. Hey! What's up? Ooh! That was definitely a ride. Oh my gosh. This... I'm really glad that I picked this game back up. There are some there's another visual novel that I want to do. It's also by the same people. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this in a different video before. But also the Soviet Games team. So I'll be reading that after I complete the different routes and story modes in this game. Yo, I'm so happy that I finished this game. I really am. Thank you guys for watching this. Stay tuned for some different endings if you are like my good pal Brain, I'm happy. I like this ending. I kind of don't want to do another part because it's just, I'm emotional right now. But I'll do the other parts. Don't worry. 9 times out of 10, I'm probably just gonna make like one big video for all of the different endings. But thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. And I hope you enjoyed my decision for picking Alyssa. So I'll see you in the next video, whenever that'll be. I don't know what I'm gonna play now. Oh, yes I do. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.